Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I'm here to do your weekly pick-a-pile of advice for the next 7 days. And I am filming at my niece's house where I am babysitting my new grandnephew. And so the setup's a little different. And there might be interruptions. If there is an interruption and I have to attend to the baby, then I'm going to probably have to upload this in 2 parts, but we're not going to manifest that. I can't talk either. All right, so pile number 1 is the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. Inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. Pile number 2 is the Prism Tarot. And this deck I didn't bring the book, so I don't know who created it. Pile number 3 is the Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay. So we're gonna see. I brought all kinds of decks, so we're gonna see what's going on here. So go ahead and take a moment, pick your pile. Pile number 1 is the Amazonite Heart. Pile number 2 is the little glass gem. Pile number 3 is my tiger's eye bracelet. And go ahead and choose your selection, and we're going to get started. If you'd like to book your own personal private reading, please feel free to reach out. And yeah, we're going to get down to the bottom of things here. All right, we're going to just get all your cards out, and then we'll channel. Trying to get my camera where I want it. All right, so we have Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Death. We have Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Frying pan, trouble and accusations. I'm going to tell you why I laughed at that, okay? Because with the Death card, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Wands, it feels like there's been an ending. Well, I'll get into it. Give me just a minute, guys, because Spirit's warning me not to talk yet. So we have Bull, plenty of material things. We have, Feminine. I want to move these back since we got a lot of room on this table. Not like mine at home. We have Root Girl, the disowned self. Yes, 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 yes. We have Stop, break, pause, stagnation. We have Letters, communication. We have Moonlight. And we have Individuality. Okay. All right, let me sit in your energy for a minute because I've got a couple things here that I'm hearing. So this is advice for the next 7 days. So this feels personal. I know we got communication. That's really where it kind of changed my point of view. I think that's the reason why Spirit wanted me to wait. I see somebody who is empowering themselves. I see somebody probably a feminine, doesn't have to be, okay? Remember, we all have masculine and feminine within us, but this is changing patterns of behavior. This is somebody who's being advised by Spirit to really kind of communicate clearly what your non-negotiables are, in spite of other people's point of views. Because with the tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. And then we have frying pan. And I heard jumping from the frying pan into the fire. That's something risky, right? It's taking a chance. But I feel like somebody here is and I'm getting communication too with this bird, and it feels like a canary. Why is it a red canary? I don't know. But I feel like your advice for the next 7 days, especially with the moon, we just had this harvest moon. Now remember, it's a timeless reading, so this could be any time. But I believe that you have been reflecting on where you haven't showed up for yourself in the past. This is, I'm not surprised at all, because a lot of my viewers are divine feminines or feminines who are awakening. But this is empowerment. This is all about you need to do what's right for you, regardless of what other people think. And you need to speak up for yourself. You need to communicate really clearly about what you will accept and what you will not accept. This is about being willing to kind of disengage completely from somebody or something that is not in alignment with the transformation you've gone through. I mean, you went through this death and rebirth, and Queen of Cups is about your intuition. Look at this feminine card. Her third eye is on fire, right? I think you've been on a journey of awakening, and I think that even if you don't resonate with being a feminine, this is about the feminine energy, because we got the feminine, we've got the Queen of Cups, we got Root Girl, right? That's feminine. This feels like taking control of your own inner masculine and feminine energies. And it feels like in relation to other people, or maybe a specific person or situation. But this is about empowering your inner self, right? The disowned self. This is about somebody who used to, I believe, before the death occurred, before the change, because this is a 10, 46 breaks down to a 10. And we go from 10 to 11 here, and 11 for me is a master number. I think whoever resonates with this will say that they've gone through a transformation, a spiritual awakening, where the old them used to kind of conform and people please, and is now seeing an opportunity with the Page of Wands to do things differently. in spite of, I think in the past, this is somebody who stayed in a comfort zone, didn't have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence. Maybe as a child they were kind of shamed or quieted or told not to stand out. Don't stand out, don't rock the boat. This is somebody who wanted to please other people enough to kind of stifle their own voice and creativity. And so I think that your advice for the week, I'm going to get you an advice card, but I think your advice for the week is literally to take what you've learned and fully apply it into your new cycle, because it feels like you're ending a cycle with a 10 and you're stepping into a new cycle. And this is about having healthy boundaries, speaking your truth. And there seems to be some kind of a reflection to gain wisdom. I'm hearing, I've grown. I'm not who I used to be. I am now willing to show my individuality and embrace my full inner feminine. But also masculine, because we do have the tiger. The tiger is masculine energy. It's doing something risky, taking a chance. It's action. It's, yeah, your advice is to go for it. Whatever your intuition is telling you is best for you, that's what you should be doing. And don't let anybody hold you back. Speak your truth. Put up healthy boundaries. This is somebody who is no longer disowning themselves. That's the old, that's the death, that's what's transformed. This is somebody who now listens to their intuition. So the Queen of Cups in the light attribute is somebody who is extremely nurturing, loving, kind, but with wisdom and understanding and empathy. And in the shadow attribute, and also intuitive. And in the shadow attribute, it's somebody who's clingy or downtrodden or needy or people pleaser or codependent or just hidden. Your advice is to not hide anymore. This is, you're ending one cycle with the death card, the 10. There's a cycle ending, and your new cycle with this Page of Wands and Queen of Cups is, much more balanced in your masculine and feminine energy. See, masculine energy is being able to say, no, stop, just stop, no more. And embracing your individuality. This is about embracing who you are, whether it's risky or not. And I do believe that you have some people who would rather you didn't. People who shame you and say, hey, stop creating trouble. Don't be a troublemaker. Why can't you just listen and obey and do what you're told? And the old you would have said, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I didn't mean to step out of line, and it's like, this is about communicating differently. According to your own code, your authentic you code. And it really doesn't matter if you're a masculine or a feminine, but there is a lot of feminine energy here. I mean, we got a girl here, we got a girl here, we got a girl here, we've got a girl here, a girl here. There's a lot of feminine energy, but there's also the masculine energy of taking action, Page of Wands, doing something risky that brings you outside of this comfort zone and really does take you into a more abundant cycle. You're leaving an old cycle of believing things that were not true. I mean, look at, there's somebody hiding behind the curtain. This is somebody who's done their shadow work, somebody who's gone to the underworld, who's looked behind the curtain, and who has realized how they've held themselves back from their own happy, abundant life because of other people asking them to dim their light so that they can shine, right? So that's what I'm getting. Let's see what your advice is, because we're looking at advice for the next 7 days. What is the advice here, Spirit? Grace. I face disagreements. Yes, because there is going to be people who disagree. There's going to be people who try to hold you back. I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when the crappy poo face is being a douchey barf monster. I think Spirit's saying you need to do what's best for you, and there will be people around you who aren't comfortable with that, because that's not the way you've always done things. And you know, grace is nice when it's done from a place of inner knowing, but when it's done from a broken, disowned self, we might disguise it as grace, but what it really is self-abandonment. And so, no, you don't have to turn it into a big blow up, taking it from the fire or the frying pan into the fire. You don't have to argue, you don't have to fight, you just have to be very firm in your communication about what's non-negotiable. And then don't negotiate. Let the other person deal with their emotions around whatever they don't like about you. Let them deal with that. It's not yours to deal with. All right? This is going to take you from an old lack energy into this new bowl, plenty of material things energy. It's rising out of the fire, right? It's like phoenix energy. And it's literally doing something, even though other people may tell you it's a bad idea. Trust your own intuition. I mean, the Queen of Cups, the divine feminine, individuality. This is all about know thyself. Know why you've dimmed your light and taken other people's crap way too much. And then gracefully just put your hand up and say no more, and communicate clearly. Clear communication. And this could be in any area. I mean, you might need to put in a letter at work and say, you know, this is non-negotiable, or, you know, but this is boundaries is what it feels like. It feels like my viewer being able to create a new life for themselves by trusting their intuition and really fully owning who they are and what their dreams are, and not allowing anybody else to kind of trigger you into an argument or a dispute over it. It is what it is, right? It's your decision. You have free will. And so your advice is to not engage in rage. Oh gosh, somebody's a poet. I just heard it in my head. Don't engage in rage, but rather do what's best for you with grace. And allow the other person or people to deal with their own, because it feels triggering. That's why it's this big old full moon here. It feels triggering, but it also feels like it's about damn time. There's also going to be wisdom in just holding on to your inner knowing. Maybe you don't have to even have big conversations. Now, if somebody confronts you and you have to put your hand up and say, no, stop, then I think you're going to have the courage to do so. But I think it's about damn time you take what you've learned through this death and rebirth process, because I do think you've gone through a spiritual awakening and you're stepping fully into your own individuality, or you're being asked to. And there is something around communications. Communicating clearly what you want and what you won't accept, right? What you won't engage in anymore. And I'm getting this feeling like, don't offer too much explanation. Big explanations are not necessary. This is trusting your intuition and doing what you know is right, in spite of whether or not it triggers other people. Let other people deal with their triggers. And you're meant to be starting a brand new adventure here with this Page of Wands, doing something that's really exciting for you. And maybe a little even risky. Because, I mean, this girl is expressing her individuality. You know, she's got tattoos. And this is somebody who speaks their truth. I mean, the truth is there on the breastplate. Speaks their truth. So that's your advice. That's what I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you is, you know, stand up for yourself. Not in an argumentative or fiery way that creates a lot of drama or fighting, but in a way that's very graceful. That, you know, you do you and I'll do me, and we can agree to disagree. Okay, so that's your advice, pile number 1. We're gonna move on. Let me get my mess out of the way. Baby's making noises. I better hurry, huh? All right, just move it, Tracy. I can clean it up later. All right, we're gonna move on now to pile number 2. And the timestamp is, please take a moment, guys. If you're still here from pile number 1, and hit the thumbs up, okay? We're at 23:15 for pile number 2. If you pick this pretty little glass gem, which we found outside, then this is your pile. So your tarot is, 7 of Pentacles, achievement. Eight of Clouds, self-victimization. Again, I tell you, every time I do a pick a pile reading, it's like the same energy with different solutions. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Nope, 2 of Wands. I just heard in my head, 2 of Wands. Planning. Let's get the rest of your cards. We have Scissors, disappointment in some affair. Victory in some endeavor. And dog barking, advice from a friend. Forgiveness, apology. Dances on one foot, balancing act. Hi, Joe. And I have memory. It says remembrance, commemoration, and reunion. Ooh, I like that. Hold on just a second, guys. He just ate 4 full ounces and probably puked one up. And he's changed. You. I love you too. All right, next we have connections, blood bond. Oh, this is deep, guys. This is around a relationship. Ride the wave. And choices. So we have choices in 3 different places here, okay? There's a decision here with victory in some endeavor and disappointment in some affair. So it's opposition, right? It's this or that. And then we have advice from a friend. We have this self-victimization with memory. I think that's what's going on. So somebody is stuck in a decision. I mean, the 8 of Swords all day, every day is being stuck in limited self-thoughts. And the 7 of Pentacles is somebody who's kind of taking a pause for the cause, right? It's like seeds have been planted, energy's been put here, but there is growth, whether you see it or not. But this is, 2 of Pentacles energy, dances on one foot, balancing act, and choices. And then we have the 2 of Wands, which is a choice. How do I move forward? And I do believe it's with somebody that you have a blood bond with. Now that can mean a family member or a soul family member, but this is a very strong connection. And I think somebody's missing you. I think somebody is stuck in limited beliefs. I think they are trying to decide what to do. And I think it's in regards to you. Now, this could be you trying to decide about somebody else. If you've been feeling stuck and with no forward movement, I think the decision is, should I cut ties with the scissors? I don't think you're going to be able to cord cut from this one because of this blood bond. And we're getting, the yin and yang here with the white and the black. Kelowna. And we've got masculine energy. It's funny because the other one was all feminine energy and this is more masculine. So somebody is thinking heavily about you, or you're thinking heavily about someone else. And in those thoughts, there's limited thoughts, right? There's self-limitations in that. I'm not good enough, or this will never work out, or, I don't know, should I reach out? Should I not reach out? Should I cut ties? Is this ever going to come to fruition with the 7 of Pentacles? Am I ever going to be able to have a victory? Or is the fruits of my labor ever going to come to harvest, right? And so somebody's trying to make a decision. Dances on one foot. Trying to decide what to do. And what they might be trying to decide is apologizing. They might owe an apology, or feel like they owe an apology, or they might feel like they're owed an apology, because it can go either way. But we have 2 dolphins here riding the wave together, and it's a 14 breaks down to a 5, which means that there's change coming that's going to take this into a much smoother place. This is something that's out of balance, but I feel like, with the yin and yang, there's a need to balance this out. And I think that if this is you, then you should ask a friend. And don't be quiet about it. Dog barking is like, get up off your laurels and ask now, right? Reach out, gain clarity. And it, what happens when a dog barks? It makes you feel like alarmed. Like the time is now, the time is now. I mean, I've seen My friend, when his dog barks, he can be in the middle of his favorite game that you can't even get him to look away from. But if the dog starts barking, I mean, everything gets put down and he goes to the window to see, why is my dog barking? And so this is a need. It's almost like a call to action to figure it out and to get advice, seek advice to figure it out. And look at that, almost looks like the Pisces symbol. I guess it's not, but it almost looks like a Pisces symbol. That could mean something for somebody. But I think if this is you having a hard time deciding whether you should cut somebody out or if you should, or, you know, it feels like, well, I'm not seeing any progress. This isn't balancing out. This is still all up in the air. And I've invested a lot. Well, of course you have, because it's a blood bond. And again, this could be with family, where you literally share blood, or this could be a romantic partner that you are very energetically connected to, spiritually connected to. But whoever is in this decision-making phase, I'm really seeing it from both people's point of view, because it feels like a relationship, like two people or two groups of people. It's like one is waiting for an apology and one is trying to decide if they owe an apology. And it feels to me like, depending on who you are when you come to this reading, you're going to identify as one that might be expecting an apology in order to make things good again, to create that change, you know, to kind of move this forward. Or you could be the other person who is knowing that they owe an apology. One person owes an apology. The other one kind of feels like they're holding them to it. And so one person is trying to decide if they should cut ties because there's no victory moving forward, or but they're feeling very connected through a connection, probably from the past. It's just two people, I'm sorry, two people or two groups of people who are not on the same page at the moment. And this is free will, you know? Do we take this forward until we get to the Ten of Pentacles? We're over halfway there. Or do we cut ties and move on? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm feeling energetically like there is no moving on, because this is like a soul contract. This is a connection that you can't really cut ties with, even when you're disappointed in it. And so I really don't know what the answer to your, I don't know what the advice is. Let's just draw a card and find out, because it feels like it could go either way. It's really all up in the air right now. But we're looking for advice for the next 7 days, Spirit. What is your advice? Oh, we got two. Okay, so we have wholeness. I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. FYI, to whoever is listening, extra icing is totally welcome, as it's obviously the most delicious part. So, what is the net about? See, everything's up in the air. But there's holes. There's holes in somebody's thought process. Wholeness, holes. I am complete, whole, and filled with love. It's like, especially if you're on a twin flame journey. Now you don't have to be, but if this is like a sacred soulmate connection, or if this is in your family line, this is about knowing that you really don't, there is no, I need somebody else to complete me. You're already complete within yourself. But if you can manifest and bring this together with this person or this group of people, it is a soul tie. I mean, it's there. It doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. And it's more about knowing that you don't need an apology. You don't need this person or this situation to make you whole. You're already whole. You don't have to chase outside of yourself to feel worthy of having this beautiful cupcake or this beautiful life, right? But it feels to me like you're judging yourself, or they're judging themselves on whether or not it succeeds or fails. It's like, if it fails, if I don't have a victory, then I am half of a whole. Something is missing. But Spirit's saying, no, you're not. Nothing is missing. You're perfect just the way you are, or they're perfect just the way they are. And you can be individualized without being alone. And I think your advice really is to kind of trust, ride the wave. Both people are headed in the same direction. You guys are family. This is like soul ties. You're going to end up in the same place, whether you swim together or swim separate. Eventually, I think you're going to come back together again. And we have honesty. This heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is, honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a rooting, tooting trust parade, and everyone's invited except the bagpipe player, but you know they'll show up anyway. Yeah, this is about two people who just need to kind of talk it out. There's way too much stagnation here with the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Clouds. This is a guessing game. It's two people. This is all up in the air because you're overthinking it. You're trying to make it fit. You're feeling lost. You're nostalgic. You're missing each other. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't have a plan. And so it's time to speak up and ask for help. Advice from a friend. And there's a need to be honest with yourself and with whoever's included in this with you about your feelings, because there's a lot of feelings here. There's no cups, right? You're all in your head. But look at all the contemplation. Contemplation. What do I do? What do I do? Is this my person? Is this not my person? Is this where I need to be? Is this not where I need to be? Should I revisit this? Why can't I stop thinking about this person? Well, the reason, or this situation, this family member, whatever, this connection, it's because it was written genetic, like this is a soul bond. This is either literal family or this is a soul bond. This is a connection that goes beyond time and space. And so I don't think you'll be able to cord cut. But I think there's an integration here that needs to happen where you realize that you are whole within yourself. And maybe even this person when you're not with this person or these people, you feel them so deeply. You know, you're so connected, you can't break free. If that's the case, then you know, it's just simply accepting that. That's riding the wave. It's accepting what is. And trusting that wherever it takes you is where you're meant to be, with or without. And my guess is it's going to be with, because, and I don't mean with, now sometimes things don't turn out the way we hope. Doesn't mean if it's a romantic thing that you're going to end up romantically married or living with this person, but it means that this connection has purpose. And in the purpose of this connection, it's to really balance out. It feels like the masculine and feminine energy, the yin and yang, right? It's a balancing act. It's recalibrating and balancing within ourselves. And usually that has to happen individually before it can happen together. And so there's a need to speak your truth with radical honesty, which will actually, hopefully, trigger the other person to open up and speak their truth as well. There's a need to maybe ask for advice from somebody that's been there, done that, or somebody that knows your person or knows you. But the biggest message I'm getting is to tell the truth and to really let you know that whatever choice is made, if it's done, whatever decision is rendered, whatever happens here, you're going to be fine. You're fine with or without. It's like, you know, if this balances out, if this grounds itself, if this actually has a victory, that's going to be a very beautiful, beautiful wave that you end up on, right? But if it doesn't, if it goes the other way, then you're going to be able to move on towards something that is. And that extra icing on the cake is knowing that you're going to be fine with, without, or in spite of, because you've never been broken. You're whole. But I'm going to be honest, I don't see the outcome. I see that there's a need for a real clearing of the air, because these clouds are really not benefiting either one of you. And Spirit's wanting you to find a way through, or them to find a way through. And so if you feel like you're owed an apology, then, you know, speak about it. And if you feel like you owe an apology, it's time to step up and give one. All right? But this is all about free will. And it, you know, Spirit wants you to know you're whole. You are not half of two. And that's a very common teaching in these sacred soulmate, twin flame, you know, dynamics. If you resonate with that, is that, you know, unless you're unified in the physical, you're always going to be half of a person. But the truth is it's not that you're half of a person. It's just that the all of you is having two different experiences in which there is free will. And the free will choice that's on the table right now is, do we move this forward? Can we move this forward? And can we do it authentically? Like, can we really ask for our needs to be met? And can we talk about what our fears are? And can we balance this out? And so you're kind of in the middle of the process, and Spirit's just like, you know, the best thing that we can tell you to do right now is just to be honest to yourself, honest to others, radical honesty. And that you're not broken, and you are not alone. You are perfect just the way you are. And if this does pan out for you, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's icing on the cake. and it's going to make things much better. But if it doesn't pan out, you're going to be fine anyways. It might be a lesson. But I don't see Spirit giving you the answer this week. This is all about asking for advice. So if you need advice, you know, reach out. I'd be willing to help out in any way that I can. And I'm booking for next week, so I might even have some openings this week if you're willing to work around my schedule. All right, so that's your advice, guys. I'm sorry that it's not more definitive, but it feels to me like you're not on the same page right now, and you're going to need some help getting there by the sounds of it with the ask advice. And it seems urgent, like Spirit's saying, listen, you know, you can't sit in this energy forever. Why don't you just ask for some help? And maybe even the person that you're thinking about might have some answers for you if you were brave enough to reach out. All right, I love you. I'm not sure what all that's about. Let me know in the comments. So we're at 4635 for pile number 3. All right, last pile. If you chose the Tiger's Eye bracelet, let's see what's going on with you for advice for the next 7 days. We have the Page of Swords. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. And the Two of Swords. I'm just giggling because, like, I really think that the people that follow me on this main channel, even though I have 5,000 subscribers, I think I only have like maybe 40 or 50 or 100, I don't know, that actually really truly are faithful and follow me. The rest just, you know, catch a wave. Because it feels like you watch all 3 piles, some of you. And so there's always a common denominator to all 3 piles. I mean, here's the choice. Here's being stuck in the head, right? Needing inspired action, right? And kind of looking to figure it out. I mean, the Page of Swords is my Curious George. He's my student. He's looking for the answers, the solutions. He's willing to crack a book or two or spy or he'll do whatever he needs to do to get to the bottom of it. And here is a desire to get to the bottom of it because there's a need to. There's a blindfold here. It's like, I don't know. I just don't know. So what do we do when we don't know how to kind of move to the next level or start something new or become inspired? We become the student. I mean, this could literally be somebody in this pile trying to decide whether or not to go back to school or to learn a new trade or to create something that they have a desire to create but don't really understand how. It's like, how do I do that? How do I write a book? How do I create my own business? How? It feels like the how. So we have the Seahorse, Family Matters. We have Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. No, they won't, because I see you figuring it out. And we have Rooster. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. All right, so, I mean, right here, we've got a difference of opinion with somebody. Probably a family member, because it says family matters, right? So there's somebody in your family that's not happy with whatever it is you're trying to decide this week. And they might be trying to sway your decision making. We have Renewal and Spark right there under that Ace of Wands. That's exactly what the Ace of Wands is. We have Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. I do think it's Master number 44, which is the Master Builders, right? This is something that you're trying to create or move forward with inspired action, and I think you're going to meet with resistance. And the resistance you meet with is somebody who's pretty arrogant, and thinks they know what's best for you. Oh, look at, there's conflict here. So pile 3, man. Somebody's really trying to bully you this week. Difference, disputation. I don't even think that's a freaking word, is it? And quarrel. The element of air. What is not benefiting my mind? I don't think this is supposed to be a card in this deck. I think this is part of the directions. But I don't believe in mistakes. So what is not benefiting my mind? 2 of Swords. How can I clear my thoughts? Page of Swords. What do I need to know? Blocking situation, energy, how to release my worries. Well, don't take this person's advice. If you're confused and you don't know what choice to make, this person isn't the best person to ask, because I can see right now that they have a conflicted opinion. Oh my God, we got storm. Look at the perfect storm. We've got storm fields. Conflict. And the fledgling. So, yeah, this is a number 1, the fledgling. Think about that. This could have to do with a parental. You know, this could be somebody who's ready to go off to college, or ready to jump out of the nest, ready to spread their wings and fly. And there's definitely resistance here. There's going to be an argument this week for you guys. This is somebody who's going to really stir the shit pot, because they don't want to see you leave. They don't want to see you grow. That's sad. But it's what it feels like. It feels like, you know, you're ready to spread your wings and you're ready to go off to college, or you're ready to create something new, or you're ready to quit your job to create your own business. Or, you know, Ace of Wands is creativity. It's inspired. It's a spark. And so there's definitely something that if you came here and picked pile number 3, and if it's resonating with you, then this is, you know, there's something you want to do, and you're meeting with a lot of resistance, possibly from a family member, or you're worried about what your family will think. And that all this perfect storm, this conflict, this storm may not be external. This could be going on inside of you. This could be you fighting and arguing and conflicted within yourself, because you don't want to disrupt or make angry somebody in your family. Somebody who, by the way, is really opinionated and they're hard energy to deal with. I mean, it says right here, arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. That means that when you've crossed with this person before, they come out very, very, very aggressive or strong, or just they're not easy to stand toe to toe with. But I think that I think you should. I think we grow from those kind of situations. The fledgling. Now you have to keep in mind, if you are young and you come to this pile and you're young and you're going off on your own and you're doing something that might be impetuous, you know, then, you know, be mindful of the decisions you make. Don't make decisions just to piss your parents off or to piss off your spouse or your boss, or, you know. But it looks to me like there's a desire here to learn a lesson and create something new for yourself that's brand new. And there's resistance, or somebody or many somebodies that don't want to see you do that for their own personal reasons. So let's get you some advice. What is the advice you need at this time? Clear, concise messages for pile number 3. Okay, so we have benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practiced trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my own career. So basically, this is like Spirit saying, this person isn't trying to hurt you. You know, I mean, because here we've got this lion, and think about lions and roosters, right? It could be masculine energy. It's somebody who's big and loud and proud and thinks they know what's best for you. But they really are possibly, maybe, trying to help, or in their mind they think that they're protecting you, or they're trying to help you. And, you know, maybe the benefit of the doubt is that there is basic goodness in this person, even if they do come off as an asshole, right? So give them the chance to show their true intentions instead of making an assumption. And if their intentions turn out to be selfish or arrogant, then that's on them. That's what Spirit's saying. That's on them. At least you can go to sleep knowing that you gave them the benefit of the doubt, and that you practiced trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And then it says, you know, the caveat here is you can change your mind later on. If you need to, you can always change your mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. Because they may show their true colors, and they might be somebody that you need to make a very clear decision to put distance between. But you won't know until you hear it out, is what it seems like. It seems like whatever, this is going to be an argument. There's going to be an argument. We got perfect storm and storm fields and conflict. And we got fire. But we've got the courage to step into life and the fledgling. And then we've got an ace and a page. So I don't know if you're young, or if maybe you're the adult in this and you're trying to guide a younger person who you think is screwing up and doing the wrong thing. But you know what? Sometimes we have to let people learn their lessons from the school of hard knocks. So I don't know. I feel like you're going to have a fight this weekend, or this week. Oh, I said weekend, so it could be over the weekend. But there's going to be an argument. There's going to be a need to really kind of clear the air. And your advice is to try to remain neutral until the other person shows their true intentions. And then you can make your decision based on what you know instead of what you suspect. All right, so I don't know why, but I kind of feel like this bottom, I'm going to read this because this might resonate with just one person, but I feel called to read it. It says, wants versus needs. I take stock of my relationships and am honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I note the difference between the two. Wants are negotiable, but needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired, but that's getting into Venn diagram territory, and no one wants to draw one of those, though some of us might need to. Again, it feels to me like there are two people that are very different in their belief systems, and there's an argument here about what's important, right? Wants versus needs. And so if you're young and dumb and full of, piss and vinegar, and you're ready to go off half-cocked, and somebody wants you to slow your roll, you need to kind of listen to them to see if they're right. And if they're not, then you need to see to your own needs and take care of what you know is best for you. And if you're on the other end of this, if you're the person who thinks you know what's best, and you're going to really come on harsh or hard with somebody that you believe is doing something foolish, reckless, making reckless decisions, you might want to check your reasons. Go within and ask yourself, why do I feel so strongly about this? And is this a reflection of my own fears and my own limitations or my own wants and needs? You know, are you putting yourself first here? Because with the rooster, it feels like it's about ego. All right, so that's your advice, guys. Take it as it resonates with you. I love you, and I will see you on next Monday's upload. Namaste.